What up? What up? What up, world? I know you've been waiting. We're back. We got some awesome stuff to talk to you guys about. It's been a crazy offseason, so we're gonna touch there. Let's just focus on quarterbacks today. There's been a lot of changes, a lot of players staying. Free agency's been crazy. It's still going on. So we're gonna recap what it means to your fantasy teams. I got two geniuses with me. Anthony.
What up, peoples? How you doing?
And the one and only Frank.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Should be
Get
only
the
one,
intro.
Frank.
That was the intro sign. Did we get that? Or
Yeah,
I like
we got
that.
it.
That was
I don't
perfect.
know how I don't know how our editing is gonna go. So that's gonna be perfect for the show. Guys, let's start on the most important topic. Biggest team in the NFL. Probably no surprise here when we're talking about quarterbacks. Dak Prescott.
Aaron Rodgers? Oh.
Don't you bring hey, don't you bring up discount double checks.
Right?
Frank, I'm gonna bless
That's
you
all
with the
wrong.
floor right now.
You
Let
know
it-
what? Since he bagged on it for a little bit, I might actually switch it up over to his team a little bit. But Dak did get signed. I mean, what a deal. He's getting paid. Now we just got Dallas needs to work on the pieces around him and keeping the players there. I think we got the wide receiving core there still, but the defense obviously needed some help. So, I mean, but his numbers were incredible last year. It's just number-wise.
Yeah.
I think he was still up there in the top 10 with only playing a couple of games. Like, it was ridiculous, the numbers he was putting up. So, if everything, his injury goes well, he comes back healthy, which it looks like he is. It's full steam ahead, and I think that he's going to be a top pick coming up next year because the sheer numbers. I mean, the numbers he was putting up, incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
He didn't have a game where he threw for under, I think, like, what was he averaging? Almost like 300 yards a game or something, it seemed like. Where
Sounds
they were
more like
putting up.
500.
I mean, something like 500. I mean, 266, 450, 472, 502. And then, of course, against the Giants, 166 before his ankle.
That was the injury. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can almost argue if he would have probably finished out the year at that pace, he might be kind of up there, with Mahomes, as far as that type of fantasy production. So he's signed now. You got that all out of the way. Kind of interested to see, what they can do.
Yeah. So a couple things I'll say. Plug him in like he never left. Of course, I'm a little biased on this situation. He's got the weapons. He's got CD. He's got Michael Gallup. He's got Amari. They're picking up a defense, so maybe he doesn't have to throw it as often. Who knows? Last year, he definitely had to throw it with the league's worst defense.
Because the defense was so bad, and he had to throw a lot. Some might think there's going to be some regression there, or a bit of regression, if the defense actually plays better and he isn't forced to play catch up. Maybe with a more balanced team, there might be some regression, but in a good way. I think it'll up his other maybe running numbers, or even just basically touchdown numbers in general, just because of that. You know what I mean? Like, it might just even out anyway.
Yeah. Cam Newton re-signed with the Patriots. We were curious what was going to happen there. The little kid had called him out that he was a free agent. Now who gets the last laugh?
He's getting paid now. We all know he's rich. Rich after that.
Yep. 14 million or something, right?
Yeah,
I can't believe
exactly.
that kid did that, though. I mean, how disrespectful for him to be at that dude's camp. That was his camp, and he was over here trying to bag on him. I mean, the guy who made it to the NFL, who's a starting quarterback in the NFL. What do you got to say for yourself? You know what I mean? Like,
in his Super
He was
Bowl.
a lot. He was
And an
a lot
MVP.
Yeah,
And he's an
a Heisman.
MVP.
And a Heisman.
Yeah.
That's it.
The
I mean,
highest
the
of
guy's
honors.
got a decorated
Resume there.
path for sure.
but they did him right, though. I mean, they brought Cam back, like you mentioned, but they also brought in Nelson Aguilar,
Yeah.
Neil Harry. They made ads to the tight ends and Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. So they brought in help. You know what I mean? They brought help for Cam. They didn't just say, all right, let's get Cam again and beat him to the Lions one more time. they realize
Right.
that he does need help. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely eyeing their run game. Bill Belichick is not signing people for no reason. He has a plan for each and every one of these guys that he's picking up. So that'll be an interesting team to watch. Don't hop late on the train, guys. I mean, even in our mock drafts, like you're not seeing too many guys coming off the Patriots, but don't sleep on them.
Yeah.
Big changes. I mean, for a lot of us who have been watching football for decades and decades, like we lost some legends. Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. I mean, it's been a lot of changes when it comes to quarterbacks, which is going to change the whole dynamic of a team. Which one do you guys think has the biggest impact out of those?
Yeah, I think obviously you probably have to start with Carson Wentz taking over for Phillip Rivers. I think that's going to be very interesting. They have a very good line back there. We know Carson Wentz, big guy. I think he's 6'5", 6'6". We know he has a cannon of an arm. But we know every time he dropped back, by the time he hit that third step, he had a guy in his face or, coming at him from behind. Behind that line, we obviously have Jonathan Taylor there, which I'm sure we'll get into, more later. But behind that running game with that offense, I think that could be a good option there. When it comes to
I think it'll be his comeback year and show that hey, they should have kept me in Philly.
Get him, Frank.
Prior to that injury, man, Carson Wentz was MVP front runner before he got hurt, and that team went on to win the Super Bowl with Nick Foles as quarterback.
Nick Foles won the Super Bowl for them. Then he came back. Let's see, he came back the next season and did what?
Yeah, but he was hurt. He's coming off an ACL. Hey,
we won't
I'm
talk
just
about
saying,
Foles that he can't get a starting job over Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton, you weren't even queued to be talked about in this episode.
But
you made it.
We just had a break.
And you made it. Yeah.
It's okay.
Went to
I'll
Chicago,
cut him out.
Guys.
Hey, he is a starter. He'll probably be used one day. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he might be a waiver wire. Stafford and Goff switch teams. I mean, what does that do for the teams now? What does that do for the star players? Is there anybody you're looking at more than you were, say, last year?
Yeah, I kind of hate to admit this, but as a Niners fan, I'm interested to see kind of what this Rams offense is going to be. It's kind of pretty exciting with Cam Akers. Again, I know we're supposed to be focused here on the quarterback, but Matt Stafford, man, pretty underrated there in Detroit. Dude put up outrageous numbers.
By himself.
Guy's a warrior. I mean,
I think he's coming into a better receiving core in LA again.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't wait to see what he does. Again, I think if you're going super late, zero RB, strategy, or you're just trying to suck up, position players and, not grabbing one of those, top quarterbacks. I don't even think Stafford is gone on any of our couple mock drafts we've done so far. So to me, he could be one of those guys that you can kind of pick up and, very, very late and probably could
be your second
potentially,
QB.
He could potentially bring you home a championship. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
I think you could, I think you could get him late and still feel comfortable starting him weekly. No problem. As long as he does well with the guys. I mean, like I said, he's got a really good receiving core over there. I think they got the upside on the deal, personally. So I don't think Goff is doing too much. He's we'll see what he does this year. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's been lackluster the last 2 years. It's been going down.
McVay's like trying to start, like one of those dirt bikes where it's like a jump start, with Goff, and he's just trying to let him. You know what I mean? He's trying to get him to go, and he just won't do it. So,
we'll get there.
but
we'll you brought him up, and we broached on him, and I want to talk about it. The 49ers, and basically saying we don't need Jimmy G because they're going to go after a quarterback because they've traded. I don't know how many picks away. Miami's
3.
Miami's got how many number one picks now within the next 3 years? It's ridiculous.
So I'll kind of break down a little bit of the trade. They traded 3 first rounds, and they traded a third round this year. Miami did do a little move, and they traded again with the Eagles, so they did lose one of those first. But, hey, look it up if you guys want to see. Back to you, Frank.
So my point being is obviously San Francisco's moving on from Jimmy G. I mean, the writing's on the wall. How much is he going to play next year versus the rookie that they pick up, and who that guy is. I mean, everybody knows that the other, the top two wide receiver quarterbacks are already going to be gone right before him. They're getting the third pick, so they're literally think this is a good quarterback class to be able to just even wait for the third pick to get that guy. You know what I mean? Because the first two guys are already off the board.
And that's a good point. So if you're trading up to the number 3, you know what you're doing. It's obvious who's going number 1. Zach Wilson most likely going 2. They're looking at Trey Lance. They're looking at Justin Fields. I mean, it's kind of obvious what they're doing there. It's not going to be Mac Jones like people are saying, but you don't give away 3 first rounds and a third round to pick an offensive tackle or to pick Pitts, get a strong tight end when you already have Kittle. So it kind of seems like it's pointed. You are 100% right in that. But let's just hope the Niners mess it up even more than they have. And
getting into that New Orleans quarterback room, very interesting, there between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. What are your guys, kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, and Jameis does target that number 1 receiver. Look at Mike Evans back in the day. He just makes kind of those, and you could hear even Alvin Kamara did an interview where he's talking about, just kind of tying up those questionable decisions that he's making at the end.
Right.
And he's getting those interceptions. And there could still be relevance there for sure. And Taysom, he's going to get in there. He's going to play different positions and all that. But I'm glad you talked about it. If we didn't close out with Drew Brees,
I think that devalues them, though.
We needed
honestly.
to.
I think that devalues them, though, honestly. Like, Taysom was like the gimmick spotty player when Brees was there. Now, is he going to do that same role when Jameis is there?
Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel so confident? You feel so confident about that? I'm not so sure about that.
Guaranteed, that's what they want.
He's going to be a third and short quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what
as long as Jameis Winston,
as long as devalues the other quarterback. What if he scores those touchdowns? What if he basically like it devalues Jameis Winston? If Taysom Hill comes in here for third and short, that means that Jameis Winston isn't getting 30 short. What are those third and shorts on goal line or whatever? I'm just saying, it just doesn't help. It's like running back by committee. We stay away from running back by committee because you don't know who's going to get the touchdown. That's going to be the same situation with Taysom Hill and Jameis Winston.
Yeah, but Phillip Rivers last year threw for 4,000 yards and 24.
These guys are not Phillip Rivers. I don't even care.
But I'm just saying,
these guys are
Jacoby
not Phillip
Brissett came in all those short quarterback sneak goal line situations. So even if it's that type of situation, again,
that's a good
if he can just limit those turnovers, again, Jameis Winston, when we last saw him in a starting role, threw for over 5,000 yards.
Yeah.
So, and that was again,
with
you think Michael Thomas is better than that? I think so.
We'll see.
So again, we'll see.
I'm not touching him. I won't be touching him.
That's fine.
Now, hey, and that's one of those people we've talked about. A lot of them. Maybe he does have a QB2 relevance on your team. Maybe you're one of those that wants to sit on him, and he has the upside. The major story, right? Brees. We can't say enough about Brees. There's definitely changes over there in New Orleans. We appreciate you guys both for being on the show. Frank, Anthony, we appreciate the work you guys put into this. Stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be getting into wide receivers, running backs. We'll go over the sophomore class. We got tons more shows for you guys to stay tuned. Thank you, guys.
Peace out.